In a quiet suburban neighborhood where the streets are lined with trees and the houses stand as silent sentinels of domestic bliss, life seems idyllic. The air is filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the sound of children playing echoes through the streets. It's a place where everyone knows each other, and the sense of community is strong. Lisa, a young black woman in her late 20s, arrives with a moving truck, her eyes filled with hope and determination. She is ready to start a new chapter in her life, leaving behind a past filled with struggles and disappointments. As she unloads her boxes, she can't help but feel a mix of excitement and apprehension about what lies ahead. Lisa moves in next door to the Johnson family. The Johnsons, known for their warmth and hospitality, are quick to welcome her. Maria, the matriarch, extends a hand of friendship, while James, her husband, offers to help with the heavy lifting. Their teenage daughter Kayla flashes a bright smile, eager to make a new friend. Maria, James and their teenage daughter Kayla warmly welcome Lisa, inviting her over for a friendly game of cards and drinks. The evening is filled with laughter and camaraderie as they share stories and get to know each other. Lisa feels a sense of belonging that she hasn't felt in a long time, inviting her over for a friendly game of cards and drinks. The Johnsons' home is filled with warmth and love, a stark contrast to the cold and lonely places Lisa has known. She watches them with a mixture of admiration and longing, wishing she could be a part of their world. As the evening unfolds, Lisa observes the family's loving dynamics, her initial friendliness masking a growing sense of envy and resentment. She sees in them everything she's ever wanted but never had: a loving family, a stable home, and a sense of security. Her initial friendliness masking a growing sense of envy and resentment. The more she watches them, the more her envy grows, turning into a dark and consuming force. She begins to see Maria not as a friend, but as a rival, someone who has everything she has been denied. While they laugh and play, Lisa's facade occasionally slips, revealing glimpses of the darkness within. She forces herself to smile and join in the fun, but inside she is seething with jealousy. She can't help but compare her own life to theirs, and the comparison is painful, revealing glimpses of the darkness within. The shadows in the room seem to grow darker, mirroring the turmoil in Lisa's heart. She knows she should be happy for them, but she can't shake the feeling of bitterness that has taken root inside her. That night, alone in her new home, Lisa paces restlessly, her mind racing with thoughts of what could have been. She mutters to herself about the life she believes she should have had, the opportunities she missed, and the injustices she has endured, muttering to herself about the life she believes she should have had. Her frustration grows with each passing moment, and she begins to entertain dark thoughts. She feels a burning desire to take what she believes is rightfully hers, to make the Johnsons pay for their happiness. She begins to hatch a sinister plan, driven by a deep-seated jealousy. She knows it won't be easy, but she is determined to succeed. She spends hours plotting and scheming, her mind consumed by thoughts of revenge, driven by a deep-seated jealousy. Her eyes burn with intensity as she envisions her plan coming to fruition. She feels a twisted sense of satisfaction at the thought of bringing the Johnsons down, of making them feel the pain she has felt for so long. Days later, Lisa puts her plan into action. She starts by gaining Kayla's trust, knowing that the teenager is the key to her scheme. She acts friendly and supportive, offering to help with schoolwork and lending a sympathetic ear. She lures Kayla to her house under the pretense of lending her a book, knowing that the teenager won't suspect a thing. Kayla, trusting and naive, follows Lisa without hesitation, unaware of the danger that awaits her, only to chloroform and imprison the unsuspecting teenager in her basement. The basement is dark and cold, a stark contrast to the warmth of the Johnsons' home. Kayla wakes up to find herself bound and gagged, her heart pounding with fear. When James comes looking for his daughter, his heart filled with worry, he has no idea of the horror that awaits him. He searches the neighborhood, calling out her name, his voice growing more desperate with each passing moment. Lisa overpowers him, adding him to her captives. James fights back with all his strength, but Lisa's determination and rage give her an edge. She manages to subdue him, dragging him down to the basement where Kayla is being held. Maria, frantic with worry, notices Lisa watching from her window and becomes suspicious. She has a gut feeling that something is wrong, and she decides to investigate. She knows she has to be careful, but her love for her family gives her the courage to act. She sneaks into Lisa's house and discovers the horrifying truth in the basement. Her husband and daughter bound and gagged. The sight fills her with a mix of terror and rage, and she knows she has to act quickly to save them. Her husband and daughter bound and gagged. The basement is filled with the stench of fear and despair, and Maria's heart breaks at the sight of her loved ones in such a state. She rushes to their side, her hands trembling as she tries to free them. As Maria attempts to free them, Lisa confronts her with a knife, revealing the shocking truth. They are twin sisters separated at birth. The revelation hits Maria like a punch to the gut, and she struggles to process the information. Revealing the shocking truth, they are twin sisters separated at birth. The resemblance is undeniable, and Maria feels a mix of emotions: shock, confusion, and a strange sense of connection. She realizes that Lisa's actions are driven by a deep-seated pain and longing. While Maria had grown up in a loving family surrounded by warmth and affection, Lisa had endured a childhood of foster homes and abandonment. The contrast between their lives is stark, and Maria begins to understand the depth of Lisa's pain. Lisa had endured a childhood of foster homes and abandonment, fueling her jealousy and desire for revenge. She had been passed from one home to another, never finding a place where she truly belonged. The bitterness and resentment had festered inside her, turning her into the person she is today, fueling her jealousy and desire for revenge. The years of pain and rejection had taken their toll, and Lisa's heart had hardened. She had convinced herself that the only way to find peace was to take what she believed was rightfully hers. A fierce battle ensues between the sisters, their struggle echoing through the house. The basement becomes a battleground, filled with the sounds of grunts and cries. Both women fight with a ferocity born of desperation, each determined to come out on top, their struggle echoing through the house. The walls seem to close in around them, amplifying the tension and fear. The struggle is intense, with neither sister willing to back down. They are evenly matched, and the outcome is uncertain. In a climactic moment, Maria manages to overpower Lisa, disarming her and ending her vengeful plot. The knife clatters to the floor, and Lisa falls to her knees, her strength finally giving out. Maria stands over her, breathing heavily, her heart pounding with a mix of relief and sorrow. Disarming her and ending her vengeful plot. The tension in the room begins to dissipate, replaced by a sense of resolution. Maria knows that the ordeal is far from over, but she feels a glimmer of hope. She has saved her family, and she is determined to help Lisa find a way to heal. As police sirens wail in the distance, Maria frees James and Kayla, the family embracing tightly as blue and red lights flash through the windows. The sound of the sirens is both a relief and a reminder of the trauma they have endured. They hold each other close, finding comfort in their shared love and strength. The family embracing tightly as blue and red lights flash through the windows. The embrace is filled with a mix of relief, joy, and sorrow. They have been through a harrowing experience, but they have come out the other side stronger and more united than ever. The ordeal leaves them all forever changed, grappling with the realization that some secrets, no matter how deeply buried, always find a way to the surface. They know that their lives will never be the same, but they are determined to move forward together, facing whatever challenges come their way. Grappling with the realization that some secrets, no matter how deeply buried, always find a way to the surface. The experience has taught them the importance of honesty and communication, and they vow to never let secrets come between them again. They know that the road ahead will be difficult, but they are ready to face it together as a family. Credits: Manor of Mystery. Manor of